Oh, boy.
Hello.
Oh, Alex. Listen.
There it is.
Yeah. There it is. Apparently you got nudged, huh? From your assistant.
No, I had another thing that.
Oh,
Jesus.
Neves, you spilled another drink.
Alex,
Hold
we
on.
have a beer
Alex,
down.
hold on. I
What the hell
apologize.
is going on over there?
The person whom you're trying to reach is currently unavailable. Please leave a message after the beep.
All right.
So we'll try back, huh?
I guess so.
This is going well.
So
Well,
Simon set this interview up.
Well, I
for
did.
3 o'clock.
Listen, I was talking to, I'm sure there's a reason, but I was talking to a nice via email.
Things
his
happen.
assistant, and it was set for be sure to call at 3:30, and at 3:30, first call happened.
Yeah.
Same time zone, right?
Yes, same time zone.
Well,
Mhm.
that'd be
he's
weird.
He's in New York, right?
Yes. So anyway, let's talk about different stuff, and then if we get
Yeah,
in touch
we don't-
with him,
yeah,
we
get
don't
in
need to
touch
talk
with him.
about this.
Well, hey, no, he's still cool. Whatever, shit happens.
How have you been communicating with this guy in the past?
Through his assistant.
Should you try that real quick?
Well, I did.
And
I
he's-
just sent another email.
How you know she hasn't emailed you back?
All right, I'll go check. Just
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
yeah. I mean, hey,
I
let's-
checked,
let's
I
take
checked
care of
2
this.
minutes ago.
Have your phone
I'll
on
check
you,
again.
so it's
Yeah, shouldn't you
Yeah.
just have this on your phone?
it's like a
should
mobile
probably-
computer in
I
your
know.
pocket.
We could probably do this podcast without him for a minute. Yeah.
Of
What's
course
Simon?
we can.
Yeah. How's everybody doing?
I just want to make sure
Good.
Simon's doing everything
I'm
he
really
can do.
good. Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Of course. I'm great. Thank you for asking.
Alex's birthday's coming up.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Monday, right?
I guess
Yeah.
tonight will be my birthday stream, technically. Of course, this is going to be.
He requested
We're
a
recording
kale,
this on Thursday.
a kale
Right.
birthday
A
cake.
kale birthday
What's
cake.
that? Yeah.
All right, so
Yeah.
news.
Yeah.
What?
News.
All right, so I got an email at 3:32 that said, from Priscilla.
Yeah.
I'm sure she's a very sweet girl.
Right.
Yeah.
Said, I nudged him. Because apparently he was, maybe,
Rubbing one out?
Maybe, no. Maybe, I don't know.
Is that
Well,
your
that
sister?
would be a very personal thing. Like he's rubbing one out and she gives him a nudge.
Yeah.
Wow. Man, I hope this
Hey
guy
there,
really likes
Spankers.
you. Because
You got an interview coming up.
when he hears this, what's he going to
Almost
think?
done.
I'm going to edit this. So
You're doing
we'll
all
see.
kinds of private
Dude, we
stuff right now.
have no
Yeah.
idea.
Yeah.
This might be a 4-minute conversation. I haven't talked to this guy in I did the math. It's been too long for me to even say.
Well, you did the math. Why don't you tell us the math?
18 years
Wow.
since I've seen this gentleman.
You guys could have had an adult child together.
Yes, we might have. So really, I don't know what this is going to be. But
No,
I
I know,
think-
but you're already overthinking it.
oh no,
Yep.
I really don't care. I mean, I
Yeah,
like
you
him. I'm
care
sure
a
he's-
little bit.
Listen. A month ago, I was nervous. Right now, I'm like, whatever happens, happens. He's a nice guy. That I know.
Yeah. And you guys got history.
And we have a little bit of history.
Guys
Yeah.
used to play stickball out in the Bronx.
I wish. That would have been fun.
Yeah, that'd have been great.
Yeah, what were you doing in Ohio? Playing Foursquare, you fucking idiot.
I was.
I hate Foursquare's for losers.
Foursquare is for
don't
losers.
even
I
know.
sucked at it.
I don't know what
Actually,
that
I
is.
never played it. I saw it as an adult. And I
Wait,
hated it.
Name a
that's-
candy
that's
bar.
not
Snickers.
Connect
I'm
4.
out. That's all. That's all I know.
Foursquare's different. What's
Foursquare's when you throw a ball.
Yeah, you got
throw a
like, your
ball.
4 squares.
So-
Everyone's in a
Name
different
shit.
square, and you're like, is that the one where you're bouncing the ball in the square, or am I completely off?
No, you're right.
Okay.
There's 4 squares.
4
like
squares,
the
and
name.
you're bouncing the ball in the 4 squares. It is lame. It's
Never
Yeah, it's a
played
stupid
that.
game.
But I
Yeah.
used to play hopscotch, so what can I say?
Anyone played jacks?
Twice,
No, I
maybe.
never did.
Probably my
I usually,
grandpa.
lame. I
yeah,
looked at that, I was like, I
that's
don't
where
wanna
you
play
get
that.
the ball and you throw away the little metal things and you just
Is
throw
that
the
how it
ball
works?
around.
I thought you
Ball.
don't you drop the ball and try to pick like
No,
something like that? Pick as
I just
many
throw
up
the
as
ball as
possible?
hard as I can. Try
Well,
to catch
hickory.
I had a
and
buddy that was into marbles, and that equally sucked.
Marbles.
Marbles. Yeah, it was a thing. Hopscotch. Anyone?
Yeah.
Marbles were great when you had a slingshot. So you just use those for the propellant.
To kill birds.
to
Oh,
kill.
God, yeah,
Yes.
marbles are
Marbles
perfect.
were awesome for it.
Yep.
So why don't we do this? She got nudged. Maybe we should try to give him another call.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay,
and-
go
I
for
don't
it.
think.
Go
One
ahead.
more call then.
Are you going to leave a message this time?
The person whom you're trying to reach
Nope.
is currently unavailable.
Not available.
Please leave a message after the beep.
The person you are trying to reach is not a real person.
Person you are trying to reach doesn't want to speak to you.
Simon has made all of this up in a weird, elaborate story
For no
to
reason.
just fuck with you guys.
Yes. You've been
So-
talking about this for a month, or like even more. I feel like more than a month.
Longer
It's
than
like,
a month.
No, it's been a
we're gonna-
while. Like,
Since we
Birdman.
met him.
Do a podcast with the guy from Birdman.
Yeah,
Not the
but-
guy from Birdman, the guy that helped write Birdman.
Yeah.
Yes, one of the writers.
co-writers,
Yes.
yeah.
Listen, I find it interesting because I will tell you this: I watch the Oscars every year. This guy's from he's not even from my hometown. He went to the school that was in my hometown, the same school that I went to.
Okay.
And when I heard this, I was like, "That's fucking great."
Yeah, of course.
Because I've always imagined myself
Achieving
like,
things?
I don't know, maybe doing something with my life.
Or being him.
Oh, that would be
Marrying
Man,
his
now-
wife.
Wearing his skin.
Now we can't talk too much because there's going to be this private shit. And if he ever does come on, you're going to make jokes and he's going to be like, what the fuck are they talking about?
He won't even listen to this.
I just want to talk about sandwiches
yeah.
with him because
He's
he
got-
lives with a plate. He lives in the
He
city.
likes sandwiches too?
Of course he
He's
does.
going to have pre-recorded answers.
Legally, he's bound to like sandwiches from just based on being from the same area.
you
that
get
Simon's
kicked
from.
out.
We should see if Priscilla's down for an interview.
Yeah, we should.
The assistant,
Yeah.
right?
That's
that'd
a
be
really
good.
good idea.
Yeah.
You could call her.
You can email her.
Oh wow.
She's gonna lose her job over
She's
this.
going to get fired, yeah.
Yeah.
It blows my mind that Simon can't check his email right here. At the
Just
microphone.
grab your
With the
fucking
phone.
phone.
He's got to
It's
run
weird.
in the other room to check the email.
This is a big...
typing on my phone.
Check the email, Simon. Just check it.
people say.
I can't figure it out.
What you kids saying there?
Where do I put the key?
You damn kids and your thumbs.
Oh, fuck. Bring your fucking phone.
I was just talking to Tom Hanks on the way here, by the way, and he was like, "Hey, when can I be on the podcast?" I was like, "Oh, we're talking to the Birdman guy today. Sorry."
Yep.
yeah.
How was that that movie where he was the ship captain?
Oh,
I
I,
didn't see
liked it
that
a
one.
lot.
Was that good?
Yeah, and I actually just saw Sully, too.
Really?
It's interesting they made that into a full movie, but it had its moments.
Here, Tom Hanks is playing Captain Crunch in his next movie.
He is. He is.
Yeah, Sully was
Yeah.
basically him dealing with the airline after he crashed.
Yeah, it
was like,
reminded
hey,
me of that Denzel movie, Flight or whatever.
Yeah.
Just on account of like them trying to, beat him
Justify
down
their
after.
actions.
Like, were you drinking? Were
Yeah,
you
oh, yeah.
You know, what would be a good name for a movie? Flight of the Airplane.
Flight of the Airplane.
Imagine
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
At the movies.
That sounds
You
great.
go see it. Simon,
Race of the Runner.
would you go see that?
No, I wouldn't.
Flight of the Airplane.
The car
No,
drives.
that's dumb. I can't do Hotmail on my phone because when I try to do it, it doesn't work.
Does your AOL account work?
Oh, I hate you. I think you're a douche.
You ever
and
consider
I wish I was stronger
Gmail?
because I'd beat you up.
Can you bing it?
Yeah, I'll bang it. All right, so
How about the movie The Race Car Race?
we're talking about, oh, God.
Just redundance.
race car race. Yeah.
Drive of the Car.
Swim of the Fish.
I already said that one.
Yeah.
Oh, I said the car drives.
pedal to the pedal.
We might win a
The
Academy
runner
Award as well.
runneth.
And then when we do this interview, we can say, because it's not going to happen today,
Yeah.
we could say, Alexander, as another person who's won an Academy Award for my script, Flight of the Airplane. You've probably heard of it.
I haven't, no. Does one of us want to play Alexander? We just kind of...
Appster's good at voices.
Yeah.
Oh, let's not start this off by mocking him. There's a
We're not
chance that
mocking him.
Well,
We're-
if he does his voice, you don't think he's going to be fucking seriously mocked?
Hey guys, you guys like Birdman?
I assume it would sound like...
Oh,
wait,
Alex, you're here.
He's
That's
from
not-
he's from
welcome.
Long Island.
Dude,
so-
that's not what he's not here to talk about Birdman.
I wrote the Birdman there. Pizzas and shit.
I asked
Me and Trina
him
guys.
to talk.
from
okay.
Long Island.
Yeah, I wrote the whole thing on napkins.
Whilst playing hopscotch and jacks. Bada bing.
Let's not forget Full Square.
That's right.
Sandy, you want to play Foursquare with me?
So let's talk about something else in the meantime.
Oh, yeah?
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, Destiny 2 is coming out.
Ugh.
Let's
yeah,
go
I
back
don't
to
care.
Alex.
Wasn't the first one supposed to span like 10 years?
I
Like-
feel like that's what was in the marketing.
So why are
Like,
they...
This
Right.
game's going to last 10 years.
So now they're releasing another one after
Yeah.
a few years.
So
Yeah,
what
because
you
their
did
player
in,
base
what you
dropped
did
off.
in 1 doesn't carry over to 2?
I have no idea.
I guess people got tired of playing dress up.
Yeah, I guess. I don't
like-
know. I got tired when I got to the ending of the game. Buy the DLC.
Yeah.
Buy the DLC.
And you put on a new weapon like every time.
Yeah, it's like I don't like the bullet sponge games.
Yeah. It's kind of like, that was
The
like
Division.
the Division turned into that too.
Yeah. Yeah, if I shoot somebody in the head, they should die.
Yeah, I feel like that too.
It's
Because
not
you
like,
hit 'em in
oh,
the head,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, yeah.
exactly. That's a vulnerable spot.
But a lot of people really like that.
Oh yeah, no,
Sure.
I get what people like. Listen,
And it's
I
gorgeous.
think it's gorgeous. I think the gameplay's tight. It's just not my type of game.
Right.
It's like I think they're trying to be this thing, and it didn't work out.
We gave it a fair
yeah,
shot.
We
you
give
know.
everything a fair shot around here. I feel like.
To each their own.
Yeah,
as
it's
far
like-
as
but Destiny 2 does not excite me at all because I just didn't enjoy Destiny 1 that much unless something's radically different, and I mean radically different about it.
I wonder what they're. I mean, I'm curious what the difference is going to be.
Yeah.
More Peter Dinkles.
Well, no, they dropped him.
I know.
It's like, yeah, like that was another weird thing too. It's like Peter Dinklage is in the game, and then like,
Okay.
Peter Dinklage sounds really bored the entire time, and then all of
Yeah.
a sudden he's gone, and it's like, okay, now it's the guy that plays Nathan Drake. Just during an
Then it's going to
update.
be Danny DeVito.
Yeah.
That would actually be a fun one.
That would be
You
nice.
guys get over there.
Is that DeVito?
No, that
No,
was
it
not a
wasn't.
good DeVito.
No,
That was a good Alex, though.
I don't think.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounded just like Alex. Good old pizza sandwich, Alex.
Simon, are you stressed out right now?
Not at all.
Okay.
You got two beers
you got a
in your
beer in
hand.
each hand.
Good. Good God.
It's 3:00 in the
Oh,
afternoon.
one's halfway done.
First of all, it's
You called the
3:46.
So,
okay.
346.
Simon. You called that one almost done. It's like that's a half a beer.
He's going to chug it now.
It's like,
It's done now.
chugging this beer. and-
Yeah. Wow.
Hey there. Okay, so sorry. He's running behind 10 minutes.
10 minutes,
10 more
eh?
minutes.
10 minutes late.
I'm unfortunately on the train, so she's not
Oh.
even available. She's on the train.
She's on a train.
So okay, so that was sent at 3:46, 1 minute ago. So
I'm
we'll
on a-
try him. We'll try him at 4.
I'm on
Yeah,
a chuck
10
wagon.
minutes. Yeah, we'll give him till 4.
Yeah, that's all he's got.
But then we call
Yeah.
it.
We say fuck you.
We'll give him till 5
Learn
if
to
we
be
got
punctual.
to. Simon will be 10 beers in by then.
No, I'll
10
be
minutes.
2. Yeah. No, I got to stop though. Once I have 3, I got to stop.
Well, usually we drink a lot on Thursday.
Thursday's
night
a
during the
big
stream.
drinking
Thursday night.
And I had a bit of a bender last night.
Really?
So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
What what?
Well, I ran into a couple friends downtown when I went to grab some dinner, and it just turned into a thing. And then my buddy who owns the Irish pub downtown found out it was going to be my birthday coming up, and I believe he got me about 6 shots.
Nice. That's a lot.
It turned into that thing.
Yeah.
But it was
That's-
good to see him.
That's
Lots of
too
good
many
laughs.
shots.
What,
for
your
a week,
freak flag fly?
weekday. You considered it part of your birthday celebration?
You have a month. Can I have just a couple days?
I don't do 6 shots though. And
Well,
That's because you don't know how to drink.
Yeah,
And you don't have friends to buy you shots.
yeah.
Yeah.
No,
You don't ever go
aren't
out
they?
downtown to enjoy yourself.
like
You might want to try
$6
to
for
stop
one sip.
judging people,
It was
and then
a-
you'll have friends buying you shots.
Obviously, I kept up with the night because I was having a very good time and laughing my ass off.
That's all that matters.
Otherwise, you just leave, don't you?
Yeah.
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 So it's one of those moments you're like, man, life's so good. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna stay here.
Yeah, why go home? It'll be worth it the next day, and then the next day you're like, fuck.
So today did actually hurt a little bit.
Oh
Yeah.
man.
this morning.
A little bit.
Yeah.
More than usual, like after like a Thursday or whatever, you know.
You're getting old.
Right. Things
Shit happens.
Things can hurt. But
Yeah, can't
things
bounce
fall
back
off.
like you used to.
they do. Wouldn't change it for the world
Fingers.
though. I'm glad I did it. It was a fun time.
When was the last time you got hammered?
Long time ago.
Hammered, yeah.
Long
In
time.
Bethlehem.
Yeah, I don't like to hurt.
Good for you.
So I like to call it early. Not early by thick standards. Like he'll call it an 8. Like I
Really?
gotta-
No, you do tend to go home a little bit earlier, but I've also hung with the man very late, so I've seen both sides of it.
Who's
but
that?
that's
What are you talking about?
Vic.
Yeah.
Oh,
I've
right.
gone to at least 2 thick birthday parties where I'm just getting started and he's going home.
So you base everything off of those two experiences.
Well,
it was your birthday.
Yeah.
You should not be going
I
home
think
at 8
I've
o'clock on
explained
your
this
birthday.
several times on why I go home early.
I know why.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Well, I have a
Don't get
small,
into it.
it's like a sliver of time that I can get in there if I can, where my wife isn't either A, way too hammered, or B, completely fucking passed out where I can get some action.
Yeah, for a birthday.
And yeah, for birthday, you would
You've
expect.
got like a pinky-sized porthole
Oh
window.
God, it's less than a pinky size now.
Yeah.
And she also, does anybody here know anybody that turns into a completely fucking different person when they get
Yes.
hammered?
Oh, yeah.
Like
Yeah.
so bad that you are ashamed to know them. Yeah, that's my
Yeah,
wife.
No, I've been there. Not me personally, but
She doesn't listen to this, does she?
No, God.
Oh man.
I try on her.
Because you're not going to have
I'm
any
kidding.
good birthdays from
I've-
now on.
No.
after
No,
this
no.
podcast.
Oh God, there- she-
I've known one guy many years ago, and I was just like, yeah, that's when you know. It's like, oh man, like nicest guy in the world, but put like 6 drinks in him.
Is he aware?
Well, I've said it to him several times. Like, you just can't drink for the rest of your life, or you can never have more than X amount, because it always goes horribly wrong.
I find it odd for someone to be aware of that transformation and then
do it anyway.
continue to do
yeah,
it.
Yeah, that always weirded me out.
It's like they probably, if they had, say, 10 beers that night, let's just say.
Right.
And around beer 2 and 3, they're in this perfect place. Good times, laughing, and then it goes into I'm an asshole. Like that seems like
It really does.
That's kind of like
it
the
kills
night
somebody's. I guess it kills their. I guess ability to know how to act properly. It's,
You
it's
think
just
that
so
would
strange.
stop you? Like if someone said, Neebs, you don't look good in a fez. Well, I'm going to wear them anyway. You can't stop me.
What's a fez?
What is
The
it?
Shriner hat, little,
Yeah.
little cut red hat with a little tassel.
Hey, hold on. We got a couple sponsors, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. Let's start with Casper.
Oh, Casper.
Yes.
Yeah, that's me.
Yes.
I'm the Casper. Well, I don't work for Casper.
No, but you are the Casper reader.
I
Casper.
also have a Casper mattress. So.
Yes, you do.
So it's a damn good mattress.
Right.
At a very good price.
Well, yeah, of course.
Well, why of course? They didn't know that.
Okay.
They have supportive memory foams, award-winning at that, with just the right sink, just the right bounce, like you like your women.
Is that out
I don't
with
know.
with a soft bounce?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
Try Casper for 100 nights risk-free in your own home. And if you don't love it, they'll pick it up, refund you for everything. Casper understands the importance of truly sleeping on a mattress before you commit, especially considering you're going to spend a third of your life on it.
That's a lot of life.
You spend a third of your life eating sandwiches.
I do.
Free shipping and returns to U.S. and Canada. With over 20,000 reviews and an average of 4.8 stars, it's quickly becoming the internet's favorite. So, get $50 toward any mattress purchase by visiting www.casper.com/Neebs and using offer code Neebs.
Okay, because of us.
Neebs, yeah.
Neebs. Neebs, right?
And I've had mine for, I don't know, a month
Yeah?
or so. Yeah, and I sleep wonderfully on it. It's a damn good mattress.
Sweet.
It really is.
All right, well, good. I'm sold. I don't think you're lying.
All right, who else we got, Simon?
Oh, we have CISO. I guess I'll be the CISO guy.
Okay, be the CISO guy.
What would happen if the McElroy brothers were to turn their popular advice podcast, My Brother, and Me, into a TV show?
That'd be awesome.
Well, you can only find out if you go to CISO, because
Oh,
that's where they're at.
yep.
With a wide array of hand-picked, ad-free, and on-demand comedy, CISO is your one-stop comedy streaming service. Watch next-day, late-night, hilarious stand-up specials and binge-worthy classics, including 42 seasons of Saturday Night Live. Holy crap,
That's a
42
lot.
seasons.
That's awesome.
And all of Monty Python's catalog.
Damn.
Plus, CISO has tons of great original series like My Brother, and Me, as well as an animated fantasy role-playing game starring Dan Harmon, who I really like, Dan Harmon.
Yeah.
And a fake reality show created by the geniuses behind Comedy Bang Bang and Reno 911. So access CISO anytime, anywhere on iOS, Android, Apple TV, and almost any other device, all for just $3.99 per month, no joke.
None.
That's not supposed to be funny.
Nope.
What are you waiting for? Go to SEESO.com right now to sign up for 1 month free with promo code NEEBS at checkout. This is the best offer CISO has going right now. 1 month of laugh your ass off comedy free just by using promo code NEEBS. That's SEESO.com, promo code NEEBS, CISO.com, promo code.
Neebs.
That's it. All right, so let's get back to the drinking stories and whatnot.
You know, it's funny because like the last time that my wife got hammered, and it wasn't on purpose. It's not like she goes out and gets hammered. She's a lightweight. She weighs like 85 pounds. I don't know how much she weighs, but me and her friend both saw it happen in her face. Like it went from like, yeah, good time, into just this like all the color left her face. She went in complete black and white. And
Starts giving you the stink eye.
Yeah, and then says,
looks like Betty
I need to use the bathroom.
problem?
And then
Fuck you!
And then yeah, me and her friend looked at each other. We're like, "Yep, here we go again."
And you guys hooked up?
No, not at all, not at all. We got her home. Our Uber's name was Linwood, and we all
You
still
guys
keep
hooked
in
up.
touch. Yeah, me and Linwood.
Yeah.
He invited us to his church.
He's got big hands, Linwood.
Yeah.
Oh, big
Big,
hands.
comfortable hands.
He called my wife the porcelain princess that vomited all the way down Princess
Oh, no.
Street.
Oh, that's
And I
beautiful.
told him, I was like, Linwood, stay on the right-hand side of the road.
That's a Uber driver's dream come true. Just
God, they love that.
a loose vomiting passenger.
There's like a pretty massive fee. I'd imagine it varies, but for if you puke in like a taxi
As
cab.
there should be.
Yeah,
I
I
agree.
think it's like $100.
Okay, gotcha.
100, 125.
Yeah.
Same with an Uber, but we made sure to keep her on the right side so Linwood could pull over and
Sure.
she
It's good thinking.
can make street pizzas on the way home.
I love eating food so much
You
after I
transition from
drink.
vomit to
No, I don't vomit. I'm
said
not.
street
I'm not a
pizza.
vomiter. I'm
You
a
got
very
hungry.
rare vomiter. But like just recently, I had a few days of a bender. I had a friend come from out of town,
Yeah.
and I drank like a lot and had a good time, just laughing. Didn't go out to bars, just hung out in the homestead. But once I hit that moment where I'm hungry, alcohol is done. And I just eat and then have to immediately go to sleep. And it helps me so much because I don't have much of a hangover.
that sleep is really good.
I don't drink any more beer. I drink water with what I eat.
That's the most important thing. Hydrate.
And then I go to bed, and I always remember when there's those like eating events. It's like, oh yeah, I had fucking
yeah.
steak tidbits. They were fucking delicious.
One thing I like to do, used to do a lot when I go downtown to drink around here, when you're done, you go get pizza, and you take the pizza to the top of the parking deck. And that's where you eat it, because you can see most of downtown, and you can see some guy passed out over there. This guy, there's a lot to look at.
Mm-hmm.
On
You're
the
like
weekend
Batman.
At the top, yeah, with your pizza.
So
With
you're
your
not going to do
pizza.
anything.
You got entertainment, food. It's great.
Yeah.
That guy's getting mugged. I'm going to sit here and watch him.
It's kind of fun. Was it last night? Yeah, witnessed a very inebriated gentleman across the street and saw him.
Oh, shit. Holy moly. Hold on.
Answer that.
Send him a
Tell
voicemail.
him I'm busy. Tell him a story.
Oh, boy.
Hello.
Oh, Alex. Listen.
There it is.
Yeah,
There it is. Apparently you got nudged, huh? From your assistant. We're sorry to have bothered you today.
No, I had another thing that.
Oh,
Jesus.
Neves, you spilled another drink.
Alex,
Hold
we
on.
have a beer
Alex,
down.
we hold on. I
What the hell
apologize.
is going on over there?
Fucking-
I was going to start off with an apology about something different, but I apologize for this.
Okay, and I apologize for being late.
No, don't worry about it, man.
What's up, guys?
Hey.
So you guys have some history.
We do have some history. I actually have. It's the question that everyone's been wondering. Okay.
Yeah.
It's the first question I have for you, and then we're just gonna whatever. Did you ever make out with my sister? Because if so, I want you to lie to me. Say you didn't.
If he's married,
Just
he's not
say,
gonna...
well, it doesn't matter. We're talking about 8th grade. We have history. We
Yeah,
went to
it's
school
true.
together.
It's
St.
true.
Raymond's alumni, bro.
Absolutely not.
Good.
Okay.
That's the best answer you could have given me, Alex.
You asked for that answer, so I gave it to you. Your sister, however, was always and remains very beautiful.
Yeah, she's a very nice girl. Do you? I want to dive.
And when I say beautiful, I mean that girl. I'm kidding.
Okay. Good.
The picture she sends me.
I think the last time I saw you, I was working at Timepiece. You worked there briefly too, right? Timepiece Cafe
Yeah.
in Rockville Center.
Yeah.
You
months,
did.
Yeah.
You did. My brother reminded me of it. You did sketch comedy in there, didn't you?
This is true. Yeah. We did it in that back room with a bunch of guys that I still know some of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I still talk to some of those guys. Yeah, we did it. We did it in that back room and then at some coffee shop in Huntington. It's good times.
Nice.
Good
Oh, but
times.
you know what? I just realized we didn't actually give you a proper introduction. This is Alex Denelaris, and he is one of the writers of Birdman, amongst many other things that you've worked on. You're kind of all over the place, aren't you?
A little bit all over the place. Yeah.
That's very cool. I'm very jealous of you, and I want to somehow exploit our old relationship.
Well, fair enough.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure. You probably never heard this, but good job with that. That was
Yeah.
that was all right.
No.
Solid flick.
Yeah, very solid. I enjoyed it tremendously.
From the bunch of us. Thank you.
Yeah. That was
Well,
awesome.
I kind of wish we could spend at least 5 minutes on somebody saying bad things about it.
Oh, please.
On Birdman?
I get it all the time. Yeah, I was on a trip. I was doing a new movie. It was really funny. I was in Vienna doing some research on a film I just finished. And I sat down in a restaurant and we were having this conversation. And I was with the author of the book that I was adapting. And this young girl from Greece was sitting at the next table. And the guy was talking to me and saying, when you and Nico were writing Birdman, did you something like that? And the young girl, of course, just butted right in. She's like, you wrote Birdman? I said, me and my partner Nico wrote Birdman. Yeah. She's like, that was the worst movie I've ever seen. In a restaurant. I was like, really? Oh, okay. She's like,
You have to appreciate the
That
honesty.
was the worst piece of shit I've ever seen. And then she said to the guy I was with, she's like, you saw it? He's like, yeah, of course. I saw it 3 times. She's like, and you liked it? And he said, yeah. She's like, well, you're an idiot.
Damn.
And she proceeded to tell me why she hated it, and she'll never get those 2 hours back for her life.
And then she called the
she's
police.
One of many.
Yeah. Oh, listen, I
You can't
like
please everybody, right?
I want to throw you under
Birdman was that half and half.
I want to throw Apsara under the bus real quick.
Why?
Just because it'd be fun to see how he reacts to it.
Okay.
If I remember correctly, you enjoyed the film, but you called it the Grease ending.
And no, yeah, it's one of those endings where it's like movie was real solid, and all of us like a Grease ending. They just fly off in the car. It was one of those
Right.
endings to me where it's like, okay, it's
Yeah.
all right.
It might have been better actually. Keaton flew off in a car.
Yeah.
with Olivia Newton-John.
Yeah, if she would
I
have
mean,
just showed
overall,
up.
I enjoyed the film, but yeah, that ending
I'm
was like,
not
oh,
gonna-
that's a little
he's
weird.
not- you're not nearly under the bus. That ending was something we went through. I had a different ending. My original ending was different than that.
Really?
Yeah.
What was it? Can you reveal what it was?
Yeah, the original ending as it sat was
Was Johnny Depp in it?
we're the same. No, that's the second ending. That was the satirical ending. Did you read that out loud?
Yeah.
I read some stuff.
The original one was pretty plain, straightforward. It was he was on stage and went through that dramatic moment with the gun.
Right.
And then he fired the gun, and because with Chivo was and Alejandro was all the one shot. So the gun fired. You went out to sort of the wall where some blood splattered, and then followed that into the audience, where the audience sort of sat stunned. They started to applaud the way you saw it. They sort of stand up, gave this standing ovation, and it came all the way around in a 360 back to him laying on the stage, where he was now. We realized it wasn't a stunt, and the blood was sort of coming out of his head, and the camera was on him, and you just saw he was finally getting the attention the love that he always wanted. You see the slightest of a smile on his face, and then the camera just flew up over him, and then into the where the lights are in the stage,
Right.
and then out through the top of the theater, and then out over Manhattan, then out over New York, and that was the original. And then Alejandro had a decent point, which was the film in its entirety was going to be about the ego. And sorry about my phone. He basically said at like 1 a.m. And Nico's in Buenos Aires. I was here in New York in my office. And he said, I would like an ending that challenges the audience to make the decision based on their own ego. In other words, if they believe he died, then it's up to them. And if they believe he flied, it's up to them. But their ego will make the decision about the film. And that's the sort of, Nico and I were like, holy, what do we do now?
But then Emma looked up. So for me, with that smile, yeah, I guess so. Okay.
So yeah, I interpret it like, okay, Michael Keaton just jumped out the window and started flying.
Right.
Okay.
Talk about people to not know.
Yeah.
People always ask, but
Of course.
we pondered a lot. But Alejandro had a real clear vision about what the theme of the thing was, and we chased it back. But I've heard a lot of complaints, and some not. But.
And they don't have Oscars, so screw them.
Ask him, where do you keep your Oscar?
Honestly, they don't have a career in this
Bring
business.
mine in from inside. Should I just?
Yeah, there you go.
Do you remember one time you invited me to your place? Actually, the first writing meeting I ever went to in my life was in your apartment. And if I remember correctly, you were living in Rockville Center.
That's right across from Timepiece.
Right
Cafe
across
on
from
Merck
Timepiece
Road.
Cafe.
Yeah.
For some reason, I moved to North Carolina to get into the entertainment industry.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird.
Well, not really.
Do they shoot a lot in North Carolina? You guys have a rebate down there?
We
We used to.
It
See?
dried up,
Yep.
and then everything went to Atlanta.
Terrible. That's what happened in Michigan. I'm supposed to shoot a film, and I want to shoot it in Detroit, and I can't because there's no rebate. It changes the film a lot.
And
you know?
Michigan had like the biggest.
Yeah, they
It
had a
was-
great
It
incentive.
was huge, but almost maybe to their demise. I don't know.
We actually have a rebate,
yeah,
but we used to have incentives
the
that were
incentive.
better.
It makes a big difference.
It really does, and that's why Atlanta's just killing it now. You
Yeah.
know? It's insane.
And New York now is coming big, and California's jumping in as well.
Yeah, they're getting back into action.
Yeah.
I got a question as far as the writing process goes for Birdman. When you guys were all writing it, was the way it was shot in mind the entire time? Like, was that part of the
Yeah.
process? Of course, because it had to be.
It was the first idea. When Alejandro called Nico and I, he said, I have an idea. I want to do a dark comedy in one long take.
Yeah.
And everything else followed that. We had nothing before that. We didn't have superheroes. We didn't have Michael Keaton. We didn't have any of it.
So that was
Oh,
the
so
core.
that was just the idea.
Wow.
The original idea was a dark comedy in one long take.
Yeah. So I think there was 14 or 16 cuts, maybe
Stitches?
something like that.
Yeah, that's close. Stitches, yeah. They weren't actually cuts, but they were
Right.
stitched
Yeah,
together.
absolutely.
It was hard. I mean, the thing about Birdman, I think that people didn't get, well, some people got, but that might be overlooked, was if you imagine that you're writing a script, everything is editing, right?
Mhm.
Everything's editing.
Mhm.
So we're doing a script that we know the camera work was choreographed with Alejandro and Chivo in advance. We were actually in a warehouse and a studio in LA with tape on the floor, knowing what the camera was going to do.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So once that was set, there was going to be very little opportunity to edit the film, meaning script-wise.
Yeah.
Whatever we had, 95% of it was going to make it to the screen, and that's petrifying by itself. But more than that, when you're doing it in one long take and it's a comedy, which is all about timing, you don't know what jokes work, don't work. timing on, jokes, you could remove 3 words and it'd make it a better joke. But there were times when we couldn't do that because the camera was already past you. It wasn't going to wait for you in the script. And that's what made it a high wire act. At first, for me, us writing it. And then after that, we handed that high wire act off to the actors, who Emma and Zach were, appropriately petrified to death, because you could do, like with Zach, you could do this long take. He had this long take where Michael is in the dressing room, right, bearing his soul, like, I'm a Trivial Pursuit question, I'm a fucking chicken with leukemia. Like, he's going through it all, like, bearing everything he's got. And Zach is waiting out in the hallway to make an entrance. And Zach is just thinking, if I come in this room and fuck up a line right now.
Yeah. That's got to be terrifying.
Petrified.
And Emma was the same, just petrified. Everybody was petrified you'd make a mistake. And you had to start from position 1.
And they can't really be fired. Imagine you're a crew member and you mess up.
Yeah, it's like, he's out. That's it.
The Steadicam operator must have been a beast.
Chivo and the Steadicam op did all the work. They were amazing.
God, I cannot imagine. Yeah, because I've done a bunch of crew work. So, like, I completely, when I watch a movie like that, I'm amazed picturing the
amount of work that goes into it.
Of course, like the
Yeah,
entire
crazy.
picture. So.
The guys and girls were unbelievable.
I'd
And
imagine.
I got to say, not just because, and I guess this gets evident after 3 consecutive Oscars, but Chivo Lubetzky, Emmanuel Lubetzky, is, if such things can be qualified, he's easily one of the best who does this in the world.
Yeah.
I mean, and what he does is just miraculous.
Yeah.
Watching him is a humbling experience.
Sure.
So you want to talk about? Are you working now on? It was something for Stars, wasn't it? The 1%.
Yeah, it was originally. Yes, we are. It got postponed yet another year for the second year, which is unfortunate, but we couldn't get all the elements in place. But Nico and I have written 10 episodes.
Okay.
So in our group, 4 of us, so we have 2 sort of directors and 2 writers. Nico and I are the geeks who sit with pencils. Alejandro and Armando are more directing visual beasts, and we all contribute to the story, and then we separate and then come together. The 4 of us were working on a TV series called The 1%. Nico and I finished the 10 episodes. We have Hilary Swank, Greg Kinnear, Ed Harris, and it's just been a logistical nightmare because Alejandro and Chivo like to shoot in order for reality's sake and for what they do. And on a television show, that's brutal.
Yeah.
Ours is a farm show that takes place in Ohio. So the stars haven't aligned exactly right, but it looks like we'll start finally shooting next spring. We were supposed to shoot this spring, but it got pushed a year. But Chivo's directing the first 2 episodes.
Okay.
Cool.
Shooting in order is a dream come true for the actors, because they can actually.
The editors as well.
Until
the editors.
schedules-
Yeah.
It's more expensive. It's illusion. We did it with The Revenant, and God knows that was a
Oh my God.
that was a epic.
Yeah.
So what?
But we did it the same way.
So what exactly was your role in The Revenant? Because I know that
I'm a co-producer on The Revenant. Nico and I are both co-producers on The
right.
Revenant.
I see, and I should know. I don't even know what a co-producer does.
Co-producers basically stop Alejandro from jumping off the roof.
Right. Right. So that's a really valuable job.
Yeah.
Massage the
No, that
bear.
was amazing. And that shoot they did it the same way, and it was really expensive. And the producers had faith. Arne Milchan had faith and let him do it. And, the film cost well over $100 million, and that's a big chance to take for a sort of art film on revenge. And it ended up making, I think, if you look it up, I think over $500 million.
That's
So,
amazing.
It's pretty good return.
they had faith in Alejandro, and Alejandro delivers. That's what he does.
Yeah,
Oh,
He
that's
delivers.
awesome.
Good stuff.
That is.
I was gonna.
Yeah.
I watched that movie on a plane. That was the worst place to watch that
So
movie.
did I. I watched it on plane
God,
too.
me too.
When that bear scene came up, man, like my anxiety, I mean, I was already kind of up there because I'm on a plane, but that just took it to the next level.
Yeah, you had to see that one on a big screen. That's
Yeah,
not
I
the
wish
same.
I had. I really
Agreed.
Yeah,
I
I
have to
did.
watch it again.
Yeah,
now.
it was one of those ones that I kicked myself for not going to the theater to see it.
Yeah, there's more trouble with story in that there was with the sort of epic photography, and you got thrown into it. I mean, you just lost yourself in it, so
Yeah.
you didn't mind the little holes in the story too much.
I want to go back a little bit to just because I heard this and I want to know if it's bullshit. Jake told me we have an intern that won't leave, and so he gathered this information. I remember him saying that apparently you used to, when you were younger, this is way back when, you would hang out a lot in the theater. You're a big theater geek, and you would hide up in the theaters and you would sleep there. Is that crazy, or did that happen?
He's got a couple of stories mixed up.
Okay, so
That's what happens.
Does that
Yeah.
create something for you to tell me that's interesting, or should we move on?
He was confused when he slept in a bed.
Okay.
I spent some interesting days after high school. The story of the Broadway theaters was I used to go, and there was this place, the Metro Deli on 35th Street, right by the Garden, and I used to buy a 12-pack of beer, and they used to clean out the theaters around 12, 1 o'clock, and they were all Hispanic, so I would just go and speak to them in Spanish and say, I got beer, can I just sit inside? So back when Chorus Line or whatever was playing, I'd give the guys the beer, and I'd just sit on the stage and look at the empty auditorium like a little sap that I was. But for me, it was the way of getting, it was just my dream since I was a kid, it was my dream my whole life. But no, the story he's thinking of is I worked in a little tiny store right in the Broadway district. And there's a tiny little shop where they sell T-shirts and posters and shit. And I worked there. And I was living in East Rockville Center, Limbrook at the time. So I used to have to take Long Island Railroad in, but the job didn't pay anything. So I couldn't really afford the peak ticket. So I used to get the monthly off peak. So I would be in the city really early, but my store didn't open till like 11. So when I could, the hotel next door with the theater in is the Marriott Marquis. And I used to go into the Marquis and go upstairs to the floors. And wherever I saw, room service cart, I would pull it out and then take a nap behind it because nobody was cleaning room service at 8 a.m. And I would take a nap and then I'd go back down.
Wow.
Nice. There you go.
Turns out, ironically, that my first Broadway musical is playing right now in the Marriott Marquis Theater. So
Nice.
wow.
And is that on your feet?
that's on your feet. yeah.
Awesome. That's Gloria Estefan's story. If you guys didn't know that.
Oh, shit.
Oh.
Yes.
Yeah.
Turns
Very cool.
out the rhythm got me.
Yes. The rhythm got him.
It finally snuck up and got me.
There you go. Always been a fan of hers. And let me ask you this, because we were in Germany recently, and we were making fun of it. It's kind of funny because 2 months ago we were
Right,
making
yeah.
fun of. There was a big billboard up there.
Bodyguard.
Yes. Right. So it was like, let's go see the Bodyguard, and then you'd start doing a shitty fucking German accent and making fun of whatever it is. And I've never even seen the movie, but were you the playwright for that?
I was the book writer of the Bodyguard. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's a good thing.
It's probably fine.
We were just talking shit. I'm just
I
saying
think
it's
it's
a funny
amazing.
coincidence.
Yeah, we just started going like Undai,
Yeah,
like shit
yeah.
like that.
Yeah, stupid
being
stuff.
assholes. Like
They should do it that way.
Yeah.
I wish we'd have seen
German
it.
accent.
Yeah, that
Our
was
ho- I wish we had now.
I worked with Lawrence Kasdan on it. Lawrence, who wrote Star Wars and The Bodyguard and everything else. And he and I transferred the movie script into the book of a musical script. And we did it in the West End for 2 years, and now it's touring all over the world.
That's awesome.
yeah, it's
Yeah,
badass.
that's
Very
pretty
cool.
cool.
I want to know what Folding the Monster's about.
Folding the Monster was my first major full-length play. I did it with. We were supposed to go to Broadway twice and never got there. I did readings with Danny Aiello and everybody. Deborah Winger did it. Annabelle Sciorra did it. Rosie O'Donnell did it.
Rosie.
Yeah, it's a play about a father and daughter in Washington Heights, which is where I was born and my father grew up. A real sort of kitchen sink, old-fashioned play that's still one of my wife's favorite things that I've written, but it just timing wasn't right, and Rosie got the view and backed out, and so it never made it. But I'm very affectionate toward Folding the Monster. It's my first sort of big full-length play.
Is this something you can revive later?
I don't know. When you write stuff, there's a time and period where you do it, and then you're a different human being. I feel like it is what it is, and I'm very affectionate toward it, but I don't think I could go back. But I'll tell you what's happening right now. My partner and who's become my brother since Birdman, Nico Giacobone, has taken the Folding the Monster script and adapted it to transgender and is doing it in Buenos Aires in Argentina. They're going to film it down there as an independent film.
Cool.
So,
Awesome.
Folding the Monster has another life without me, but with my partner, and I try.
Oh, that's
That's
cool.
great.
Very
Yep.
cool.
Yeah.
Especially when you put that much time and just love and energy into something. It's nice to have it realized,
Yeah, it was amazing.
Yeah.
That was a crazy thing. Brian, you remember Chris McCartan?
Yeah, I do, and vaguely, but I do.
Yeah, he was one of these Rockaway boys in Bay Park and St. Raymond's, but Chris is my best buddy for my whole life. We're each other's kids' godparents, and but he's been my friend forever. And I had retreated. I ran away from New York City in 2000, right around 9/11, right before 9/11. And I was down, and I gave up. I was like, nothing's happening. I was working in a restaurant. I was miserable. I was like, fuck this. And I went down to where my mom and my sister lived, and I just was hiding out. And McCartan, my childhood friend from the same school where we were, called me up and said, how's it going? I said, great. He's like, yeah, I'm coming down this weekend to pick you up. You're coming back. It was like after 3 months. I was like, I'm not coming back. I'm here. I got a job selling wine, whatever. He's like, no, you're going to sleep on my floor, and you're going to write and not take a no for an answer. I'm buying a one-way ticket. I'm coming down to pick you up this weekend. Hung up the phone. God bless his soul. Friday, he showed up with a one-way ticket. We were in my car on Sunday. I slept on his floor for almost a year, and that's where I wrote Folding the Monster, and that's how my whole writing career started.
No
Dude,
shit.
wow.
That's awesome.
That's poetic.
Chris McCartan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
East
Yeah.
Yeah,
Rockaway.
that's amazing.
East
No, I mean,
Rockaway.
no, it's about kids, man. Like, I still listen. I just hung out with my best friend that I met in 7th grade. I just hung out with him last weekend. He's still my best friend. It's like
Who is it?
Tommy Brennan. You might not remember him. He went to Center Avenue. He was,
Sister Eileen. We could do this now. We're
dude,
gonna,
yeah. His sister is Eileen.
So he made out with her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I want to say it's not Eileen. You're talking about Eileen Brennan used to be my sister's friend. That was one of her best friends with Linda Swanson, who I saw a picture of you and Linda Swanson. I think she was holding your Oscar.
Swanson and Karen McCauley,
Yes.
all those guys came to 2 of my shows. They came to the musical and they came to my other play, Red Dog Howls.
Yeah, I expect after this to get the red carpet treatment at some point when I go up to New York.
Is that
from
what
you.
this is all about?
I'm all about trying to take advantage of anything I can get.
Yeah.
This is me, my friend. You can ignore the calls, that's fine, but I'll try.
I think it's a smart move.
Yeah.
Simon would still be sleeping on that floor today,
Oh,
and the
dude.
script would not be done.
No, it wouldn't be. I'd be offering you weed and just being like,
Eating sandwiches. And
yeah.
I lived on a deflating, and I couldn't fix the fucking thing. It had a hole in it. I couldn't fix air mattress.
Oh God, they're the
Yeah.
worst. They're the
and I
worst.
tried to find the hole. I couldn't fix it. I dunk it in the bath. I every night I have to wake up in the middle of the night and press the button, zzz, so I'd be back up to
Just keep it on. Just keep that fucker on.
like a bounce house.
like,
So,
like a bouncy castle. Yeah.
and it's all about like just to get a little bit whatever not preachy in a good way, you got to keep on going. It's like, and thank God you had your friend Chris who pulled you back in, because it's easy to want to give up. So
Yeah, there were a
everyone
lot
out
of people that helped, but yeah, Danny Aiello was my fairy godfather. That guy, he helped a great deal. He got me his manager, Johnny Planko, which I never would have gotten in a million years. And Johnny was the manager for, Jesus Christ, Peter O'Toole, Anthony Quinn.
Oh God.
Wow.
Yeah, just like
Yeah.
I joked with Johnny when he wanted to sign me. I was like, I'm the only person on your client list I don't know. He was like, nonetheless, I'm gonna sign you, and that changed my life too. So I had a lot of help, but yeah, you keep going.
yeah.
Because the beatdown is expected. I mean, rarely does it happen like out of thin air. That's the point.
No.
You got to
Yeah.
frickin' fail.
I was shit broke in Brooklyn, living in a closet, making Chinese food, stretch 4 days when I was 37 years old.
Yeah.
I mean, who wants to live that life?
Yeah, and you know what? And that's what one of my other questions was, when did it happen? Because I didn't know. I can't find it when your shit. I look at IMDb, and of course the dates are pretty recent.
It was a play of mine. I'll wrap us around. It was a play of mine called Still Life that changed everything. So I did Foldy the Monster with Danny and Rosie and them, and that's how I got Johnny Planko, my manager. I had written after my dad passed away in 2005. I was totally fucked up. He was my best friend, and it was awful. And I couldn't write anymore. And finally, in 2006, I started to write a play about a girl who was a photographer who couldn't take a picture because her father died of cancer. It was a very vague, masking of what I was feeling. That play changed my life and continues to change my life. That got me to an agent. Johnny brought that to an agent named Olivier Sultan, who's become one of my best friends at CAA. So all of a sudden, I went from the floor of my apartment in Brooklyn to being repped by CAA. Still Life started making the rounds in Hollywood, and then Alejandro read Still Life, and he was about to do his film Beautiful with Javier Bardem. And he called me to LA and said, can I talk to you about writing a film together? And I went, and we got along instantly. So I wrote the first couple of drafts for the movie Beautiful with Alejandro, but I respectfully resigned. Obviously, we remained friends. And he brought in Nico, who I didn't know, to finish for me, Nico and Armando. But he had already seen it, and they had already known me, so Still Life became the thing. And then Alejandro called me with Birdman while I was writing The Bodyguard. So I was doing okay. My plays got done in New York in 2009. Still Life was done. But it wasn't until 2007 where I was really starting to make a living. Not a great one, but a living.
Yeah.
And then, of course, now, Birdman, and after it all, that's where it finally...
Yeah.
So you've already achieved a lot as far as a writer goes. I mean, what in your mind now is your next big goal?
Well, it's happening right now. So I just finished writing a film for Michael Fassbender based on a true crime story, a serial killer movie called Entering Hades. We hope to be shooting that by the end of the year. And then Still Life, the play that changed my life, looks like it's going to be the first feature I direct myself.
Hell yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Thanks, man.
So I'm going to direct my first feature, I hope this fall. I have a baseball movie I'm meant to direct too, but there's a little bit of a traffic jam. So,
And you're shooting those in Wilmington, North Carolina, I assume?
Still Life's New York and Monarchs in Detroit.
All right, whatever.
Yeah.
So that's the next. I'm petrified. I'm excited, but that's the next adventure.
So is that something that you've always wanted to do, though, is like get into directing as well? Or is that just...
I started off as a theater, like my education was in theater directing. So I always was a director. I fell into writing by accident. And I think the skills that I learned as a theater director, what made me a decent writer, structure, theme.
Right.
You know, you're in the theater, so lots of dialogue. Directing behind the camera for me felt different because I don't know. I've been on sets, obviously, but I'm not versed in lenses, in
The
ratios,
technical lingo,
in the technical. And so I'm praying that I'm surrounded. I have people like Chivo and Alejandro and everybody to stand by me. My buddy Jim Scotchtaple, who produced Birdman, Revenant, Django Unchained, has already promised me that he would line produce and be my bodyguard on the set. So I'm scared to death, truly, but excited at the same time. And if I fuck it up, I could always just write stuff. So.
And if if you've got a killer DP and a badass first AD, you're going to be fine. You know,
That's what I'm hoping.
of course.
Simon, I'm sure you're going to try to get favors and get in that movie somehow. Or
Well, no, I've already
Put 'em on
gotten
craft services.
Listen, I am a great actor. All we need to do is get together. You buy me a nice lunch in Manhattan, and we'll talk.
Oh, God.
I'm kidding.
We're
Jesus
sorry,
Christ,
we're
he
sorry.
fucking knows sarcasm. Okay,
Yeah,
I'm
he's
kidding.
aware of it.
I
Sure.
love that. I'm like, I really need you. Where do you want to eat? Anywhere.
Anyway,
I need to get that guy wherever he
Show
wants.
up.
Like, Simon, can I just see a monologue? Just something to see?
That's where Simon
it's
starts
ode to a sandwich.
waving
No,
a
I'll tell
dollar.
ya. Yeah, waving a dollar. That's it. But you work with a cool charity, Open Doors.
I do, yeah. It's my favorite. Well, because I came from, obviously, I was the dude sleeping in the hallway of the hotel.
Uh-huh.
And for like 3 months of my life, I was homeless. So I got a lot of breaks from a lot of people. Open Doors is it's not a charity. It's a
Sorry, I called it the wrong
TDF.
thing.
Yeah, no, but you're right. A theater development firm, TDF in New York. They sponsor this thing called Open Doors, and what they do is they take kids from high schools all around New York. My kids are from the Bronx. This is my 3rd year now. And we bring these kids, they write essays to try to get into the program, and then we bring them to 5 Broadway shows a year. And then we bring them out after the show to an office of one of the Broadway producers, and we talk about the play and how they felt and talk about their lives and you know, relate things. And it's been one of the greatest things of my life. Like kids from my first year 3 years ago are now in college, and they're sending me stuff, and I'm able to help them sometimes. And it's just a great program, yeah, and it helps a lot of kids, and it just makes them feel like there's a chance, because
That's awesome.
you know, kids in the Bronx don't always have the world of chances in front of them. Not all of them, anyway.
Well, it's nice to hear a story like you of when it comes to, it's not like you came from anything. You just worked at it and you kept on going and you loved it. And to be able to tell somebody, hey, you know what? Even though this seems like a pipe dream, it's not. This is a dream you can make come true. And, you know, it's so easy when you're a kid. And even if you're in East Rockaway, the Bronx, somewhere in Ohio, a lot of people are just going, fuck this. Like, I can't do that. That's bullshit. I can't really be
they
that
just
person
don't
that
think
does
they
it.
can. Yeah, every time we have our first meeting, some of these kids are against it, you know. And every time we have our first meeting after the show, I always sneak in my Oscar, and I let all of them, like, I just bust it out with a dramatic moment, and they all just go, what the, and I let them all, you know, hold it and take pictures, do whatever they want. And I was like, I swear to God, if I could go from where I was to here, dude, anybody can do it. You know, it's a matter of competence. And I try to tell them that, like, I don't mean to get heavy on your show now, but the difference is competence, right? Because nobody knows how talented somebody is or isn't. Everybody's going to bullshit about it.
Yeah.
I mean, that asshole didn't like my ending, so what the fuck?
Right? No, yeah.
Flew off in a car. It doesn't make any sense.
But you notice when I get screenplays handed to me and everything else, of people saying, you know, because now you get a lot of that. I want to read. I have a development company, so I'm looking for stuff, and people hand you stuff, and you notice the first problem isn't talent. It's competency. Like, the structure isn't intact. That scene doesn't have a reversal. The ending is surprising but not inevitable. It's the basic shit that you could read 1,000 books and just digest it, and then you got to figure out whether you're talented or not, or whether anybody gives a shit about your work or not. But everybody skips that first step and just thinks, I got a great idea for screenplay. There it is. and it's all derivative of something else they've seen and has no foundation to it. And so these kids, I just try to tell them, I swear to God, if you're willing to work harder than everybody else at the basics, at the boring shit, you get to the top 10% that quick. I'm
Neebs,
living proof of it.
maybe you could do his the program to learn structure and all that good
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah.
I will.
Just, and two things. I saw you answer one question, like about maintaining your voice, because that's very important because it's what sets you apart. And the second thing, we need to buy an Oscar to pass around the office here.
Yeah.
If we could do that.
We could probably get one.
If it's made of chocolate, I'm in.
Hold on. I have one made of chocolate right in front of me. I'm not kidding. Perfect. I have it from the Oscars.
Really?
There it is.
Oh, beautiful.
Hey.
Wow.
If that has marshmallow inside it, that's the best thing
Oh
I've ever
boy,
seen
here we
in my
go. The
life.
child.
My daughter broke this one.
Damn it.
You can see the chocolate inside it.
There you go.
And you sold her off a week ago.
We got to get a chocolate gold play button.
Yeah, we
Oh
did.
yeah.
That must have been something going to the Oscars. Like backroom party. Come on, who's doing blow? Who's doing what? I'm just kidding.
You know I'm not going to mention names,
No,
but
no, but I mean, I'm sure it was a pretty interesting experience to go to the Oscars, let alone be on stage. I would have been shitting. I get very scared. Like if I was on stage, I cry when I get scared. I would have never been able to. I do. It's strange. It's weird. Were you shitting a brick when you were on stage? Did you have a good time at the Oscars?
no, it was just sort of. I'm looking for something for you right now.
That's okay.
It's
Surreal.
sort of surreal.
Yeah.
It's a long haul. It started for us in Venice in August, right? So that whole Oscar campaign season is endless. We started at end of August in Venice, then immediately went to Telluride. Then we had the New York Film Festival after that. We had the Gotham Awards in New York. And you start doing a million interviews with the same questions. And it gets tiring. Like, I don't know how Keaton had walking pneumonia at one point. And he was still, going out there to help the film. You're sort of in automatic pilot. So by the time you actually get to the Oscars, it's amazing and it's thrilling. I'm not going to find this thing. It's amazing and thrilling, but it's also you're sort of in a dream, a daze of sorts. So when I was up there, I was just sort of, I was looking out at the crowd. I'm like, oh, there's Clint Eastwood. There's, Duvall.
I guess it's like you did the tough part already. So it's like, this is like basking.
Absolutely. And I was 100% certain that Eddie Murphy was going to say Grand Budapest Hotel. I was 100% certain.
Oh, shit.
Like in my body, I wasn't nervous. My wife was right next to me. I was just like, just say it. Mouth the G. And he just said Birdman. I was like, that dude does not know what he's doing.
Yeah.
He totally mispronounced.
Yeah,
Grand
you read that
Budapest
wrong.
Hotel.
After this year's Oscars, I was afraid somebody's going to come back and go, oh, yeah, no, we made a mistake.
Yeah.
It's gonna be Steve Harvey.
Best Steve's your Oscar.
They want it back and they give you a couple more
Well,
chocolate
someone
ones.
screwed up one of the award shows
Yeah,
recently.
that just happened.
Yeah,
Well,
well,
that's
always
what he's
happens
saying.
now, yeah.
No, another one since the Oscars?
yeah. No, not since the Oscars.
No, it was the Oscars.
it was the Oscars
and
this
people
year.
were blaming. It seemed like people were blaming frickin' Warren Beatty, and the means like,
Yeah.
oh, poor Warren Beatty, he fucked up. And you're like, no, he didn't fuck up. He was given the wrong
He was
fucking
trying
thing.
to cover his ass. You could see him. He was like, I don't know what's going
Yeah.
on. So here's the one quick one on that. So you go there and then you sit in the seats and then they say your name and it's stupid. It's insane.
Yeah.
And you get up and whatever. And you stand on stage and you think this is a joke and somebody's going to wake me up and say, go bust the bread off table 6, but it doesn't happen.
Right.
And you walk backstage and there's all that shit and the paparazzi. And then you go back into the audience and then Alejandro wins Best Director. And we're like, this is great. And then Michael lost. And we're like, fuck, we really love Michael. We really wanted him to win, but he lost. And then Best Picture comes up and they say Birdman. And we're like, holy crap again. And we stand up and you guys know, so Best Picture, everybody goes up. Like it's
Yeah.
producers, all the actors. So Emma, Ed Norton, Mike, everybody went on stage. And I was sitting there and then you go to the paparazzi, 1,000 questions. You go to the parties, you go to 3 parties. You end up at Madonna's house getting shit-faced with Vin Diesel.
You
That's how
always
it
do.
goes.
Yeah.
It is. And Aaron Rodgers up there. I'm like, you suck.
Yeah.
But anyway, you have this great night. And the next day you have to fly back home because my mother was leaving. She was babysitting my kids. So the next morning after the last party, I had to go home. And you go to the airport, but you're not going to check it in your luggage because it's a fucking Oscar, right? So you're not going to check it in your luggage. It doesn't fit in your wife's purse. So you literally, where you put your keys in the basket when it goes through the machine?
Yeah.
You got to put your Oscar in that basket.
Oh wow.
You don't hear that story very
Yeah.
often.
That's
awesome.
great.
So I get home, and about a week later, I have 2 daughters, a dog, and my wife. So I'm immediately the 5th most important person in my house a week later. And I'm in my sweatpants, and finally, we never saw it on TV. So my wife's like, let's watch the DVR of it, And I was like, yeah, let's do it. And so we watch it, and Eddie Murphy still makes the same stupid mistake. And we go to the end, and we see us all on stage for the best picture. This is not going to work for your podcast, but it'll work for you, so you can cut it if you want.
Okay.
So we watch ourselves go up for best picture, and I'm watching myself like an idiot, back and neck, my arm around Michael, and I see myself reach into my pocket of my tuxedo. And I said to my wife, rewind the DVR. She's like, what? I'm like, I think I took a picture. She's like, what?
You didn't remember
I'm like,
that?
I took a picture. I swear to God,
Wow.
no idea. So I start going through my 1,000 pictures on my phone. Indeed, I did. And I took this.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's awesome.
That's
That's
pretty
so
cool.
badass.
You did
I
that
didn't share- I
subconsciously?
didn't share that with anybody. It's not on social media. I never gave it to anybody. But in it, if you look closely in it, you see like J-Lo and, Clint Eastwood and Bradley Cooper. And you're like, that's
Obviously,
what it feels
people who
like.
shouldn't be there, right?
Yeah.
Just no names.
And you don't
Right.
remember doing that.
Not at all.
That's creepy, actually.
Amazing.
Kind of.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if I
Wonder
were
what
you,
else you do that you don't know
yeah,
about.
what don't you? What
That
else
must
do you
have been a
forget?
good party
The picture, by
afterwards.
the way, is like it's in perfect quality. Like God took the picture.
Why do
I have
you?
no
Why do
idea.
you not? Why do you? Well, you. I'm sure you will. At least I would. I'd have that hanging up on my wall at somewhere if I had a little man cave.
That I have the other one. I have the Academy nominees picture.
But that one's awesome because it came from you, Alex. And if you don't do that, you're a dick. Okay.
Oh, that's rough. Wow, it's hard, man.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. I'm
He's busting your balls.
I'm
He's
busting.
legally
I know.
bound to bust
no,
your
but seriously,
balls.
that's a much better picture than any other picture because it's from you on stage. Like holy shit, you don't even remember.
It's a
it.
moment.
Yeah, I might just do it. I just kept it in my phone and on my computer just to back it up. I don't know. It was a very personal picture of me. Like that. I didn't get really emotionally at the Oscars. The first time I got emotional was that I got sent a video from my friends. There were like 40 of them downtown at Lucky Jack's in Greenwich Village, in East Village. And like 40 or 50 of them went down to watch the Oscars. And they sent me the video of them video themselves when we won.
Oh yeah.
And they're so happy. Like
That's
they're
amazing.
screaming and jumping. And that's the
Yeah.
first time I cried is when I saw that video. And I was like,
Wow.
Yeah.
those friends are like, they were just carrying each other. And Chris McCarthy, I saved my life, is the proudest. His bald is turning red. He's pointing at the screen. It was my favorite moment of all of that.
That's
That is
amazing.
my favorite.
awesome.
Yeah.
Well, listen, thank you so really, man. Thanks a lot for doing this.
My pleasure. Absolutely. I should get you to drag Nico on. He hates it, so you torture him.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. We can torture people.
He'd
Yeah.
love it. He'd love it.
Yeah, he is. He hates talking to anybody, but I just make him do it.
Do you have a Twitter or something that our followers can follow you on to keep up with your work?
Yeah, I'm at Alex Denalaris on the Twitter, and they can certainly find me on the
Okay.
Facebook.
Cool.
Fantastic.
Awesome. Yeah. Thanks
Beautiful.
again.
Yeah.
And man, go eat a good sandwich for me because they're lacking around here. All right.
Really?
Oh God, here
you
we
guys,
go.
hey, let me know, any of you actually, but let me know if you're coming to New York because we'll get together and have a beer and
Awesome.
Yeah, it'd be
bullshit.
fun.
Hell
Thanks.
yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. We will. And listen, and we won't get too crazy.
Yeah, we'll see you in a few days.
We'll be on a bender.
Yeah. We'll just.
I doubt that.
We'll be
Just
there
kidding. I
tomorrow,
doubt it.
Alex. We're on the way.
We got a script to write.
Check the
Once a
flights.
year.
All right, man. Take it easy. Have a great day.
All right,
Yeah.
all right.
Cheers,
care.
buddy.
Talk-
Thank you.
Take care.
Bye.
Talk to you later.
Well, hey, that turned into a fun time.
Yeah, he was very, very nice.
Yeah,
you
it
never
was
know what to
great.
expect when you're going to talk to somebody.
I
And
know.
he wasn't a piece of shit.
Nah.
Well, did you think he was going to be a piece
You
of
never
shit?
know.
Well,
you never know.
Of
I'm
course,
like,
you never know.
Going
but
into this
I mean,
thing, I'm like, this guy might be a piece of shit.
hey, I knew him to not be a piece of shit. I guess he could have turned into a piece of shit.
Yeah.
But I always knew him as a very nice
It
gentleman.
never
appears
know.
as though he has not.
No, and sometimes gold statues do that to people.
God, I
A
was
gold
Yeah.
statue and just
Yeah.
turn into a big piece of shit.
Like Neebs with that bowling trophy that his mom bought him.
Foursquare
Yeah.
trophy.
You know I don't bowl.
I know. That's the weird thing.
Okay.
I really should have told him about the musical I wrote.
Oh yeah, the Deep Sylvania.
He's probably heard of
mechanic.
it.
The reviews
He's heard
on
of it.
the reviews
Yeah,
are
they're-
great.
Oof.
I mean, you're getting like at least 8 stars.
At least 8 of them.
Got some good life hacks today too, though. Like how to stay at the Marriott
It's
without
true.
paying.
It's true.
Yeah.
You could probably eat off that
Yeah.
room service cart too.
how to get into a Broadway stage and drink beer.
Yep. You know how to do it.
Yeah, you just have to know how to speak Spanish.
Buy
Neebs.
beer.
Well, and give the beer away. He was giving it away.
I wish Warren Beatty would have said Dick Tracy up on
That
stage.
would have been good. That would have been great. Yes.
Announce Best Picture.
Dick Tracy.
Dick Tracy.
And then he just pulled down his pants.
The award goes to Warren Beatty, Dick Tracy.
He just runs off with the Oscars. You'll never catch me. You're like, dude, you're like 80. We'll definitely catch you.
But man, he would be a huge celebrity again if that happened.
Oh, reality show.
Yeah.
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 I
Yeah.
never want to be a reality star, by the way.
No,
No,
because
no,
then
what-
you've not. Then
Yeah,
you
then-
kind of gave up.
You're only
Yeah. Well,
that's
talented
bullshit.
because you have no
I'd
talent.
rather be a YouTube celebrity.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The pinnacle of entertainment.
Yeah.
People with
That's-
no talent and good internet connection.
Yeah.
Well, decent
That's
connection.
us.
Well,
It's
decent,
not
yeah,
good.
decent, somewhat
Yeah.
decent.
What's sometimes?
All right,
yeah.
say goodbye.
Goodbye.
Diggy-dang-dang, diggy-dang-dang, booty-bop-boop-bop-dee-bop-boop-bop-dee.